Hello, world. This is America's Supermom, and this is a special edition that I call the Corona Chronicles. During this time, we are suffering from a pandemic that is affecting everyone across the world. We are joined with the rules and regulations of being shelter in place, which means we are limited with the ability to go about our daily business, confined to our homes based on a coronavirus that has been sweeping the entire world. For some people, the effects could be mild. For others, it can be fatal. So we are coming together as a community, as a family during this time of difficulty to share what it is like in our part of the world, how we are affected, and the things that we have in common, what kind of problems that are taking place in our industries and in our relationships and finances, and coming together so that we can plan for a better tomorrow. As this epidemic or pandemic crosses the world, we are waiting for relief. We're waiting for the virus to die off and for us to go back to some state of normalcy, whatever that may be, after things kind of settle down. So, what is that going to look like once the dust settles? How are things going to be different? So, as we go through this process, we're coming together as a world to create ideas, strategies, connect in ways that we have never connected before. So, that is the purpose of the special podcast that I call the Corona Chronicles, so that we can get some insight and have empathy and compassion on one another, create new innovative ideas that can not only improve our life, but our fellow brothers and sisters across the world. Thank you so much for joining us. So I want to thank you guys for listening this evening. Really excited for our next guest, Jody Sainsbury. Really excited to hear her story. Right now, she is a coal train driver. So, really excited to dive into that topic, find out how she got started with that. So, Jody, I want to thank you for being here today.
Hello, and thank you for having me, Lachelle. It's quite an honour to be a guest on your podcast. So, I actually live in on the east coast of Australia in the state of Queensland and
Mm-hmm.
located in central Queensland, very close to the Whitsunday Islands region, which is comparable to, say, the Caribbean. We have a beautiful
Oh.
landscape here at the
Mm-hmm.
Whitsunday area. But yes, so I work as a coal train driver and
Mm-hmm.
work in the coal mining sector of the Bowen Basin, situated just west of where I live here in Mackay.
Mm-hmm.
And we we rail the coal from the mine sites back to port, and then it's unloaded onto the ships and transported all over the world to the customers that require it for either steel manufacturing or coal power efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a job that I've been doing for the past 7 years, and I can honestly and genuinely say I love and enjoy my job. So
That is amazing.
it's a very big step out of the world I used to work in. I've always worked in the corporate sector, and
Mm-hmm.
so yes, it was very left of field when the opportunity come up, and
Mm-hmm.
I took to it in leaps and bounds,
Mm.
and haven't regretted the decision since.
That is awesome. And I love the way that you kind of have started a movement with that transition. So, give us a little insight to know. So you started with corporate. How was it that you made that transition? What happened to get you out of your comfort zone?
Now that is a story in itself, Michelle, because as we all experience moments in our lives that we regret. I had an
Mhm.
incident and a circumstance where I actually was incarcerated for 2 years. So I
Mm.
spent 2 years of my life away from my family, my husband and my two sons, our two sons,
Wow. Uh huh.
and that in itself was a mental challenge. And I had to
Yes.
fight through some dark days, but you do that with your resilience. You build resilience, and you come
Mhm.
out on the other side, forging ahead to build a better life for yourself and continue on in a way that
Mhm.
you always had value for, but you
Mhm.
make some decisions when you're in the wrong headspace at times, and
Mhm.
they cause knee jerk reactions, which affects
Mhm.
you and your family and your friends. But you learn from those experiences. They are your life lessons, and you need to value them because you grow from those life lessons and you become the people that you were. You become a better person
Mm.
in the long run. So
I love that.
so when I come home, I had to, of course, find myself a new job, and I had to go back into the work. So I was applying for lots of different jobs, and
Mhm.
it was a struggle because no one would employ you at first because of your history.
You're right. Mhm.
But I was very fortunate. I got employed by a very large company that supports inclusion and diversity, and I'm a very big advocate for that now. And
Mhm.
I haven't looked back. So that is how I become a coal train driver, because it was an opportunity that was right in front of me, and
Mhm.
I hesitated in submitting the application because I thought, oh, I won't be able to do this job. But
Right.
I can tell you now, everyone is capable. You just have to step out of your
Mhm.
comfort zone and take that chance, take the risk, and
Mhm.
you will
I
succeed.
I love that. Now, so I had an experience where I battled with depression, and I was hospitalized 3 times for that. And I can't equate that to being incarcerated, but can you talk to us a little bit about, that transition once you got back home from being separated for 2 years, the rebuilding process for, your spouse and your children? What was that like?
That that was the biggest hurdle that I faced at first, was trying to get myself
Mhm.
back into the routine of being at home, being back amongst the family, and because life as I knew it, that had gone on without me in their
Mhm.
lives. So
Mhm. Mhm.
they had their set little routines, but I had to rewire my
Mhm.
self worth and recommence contributing to the family and the household. So what I
Mhm.
did at first was I used the opportunity to upskill my workplace knowledge and done some professional
Mm.
development, study, and got quite a number of accreditations there, which I applied
Mhm.
this to my job hunting, and also
Mm.
um, it it was a learning curve where you need to accept that you how can I say this the best? You need to search for different avenues. Don't get stuck in what you're used to. Don't get stuck in the
Mm.
comfortable zone. You need to be
Mhm.
comfortable being uncomfortable, if I can say that.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Mhm.
so I had to, instead of going back to corporate work, I had to look further afield and make the choice of stepping out of that comfortable zone.
I love that. Now, so now you're taking this job on. You've been doing it for 7 years, and you are now quite a mouthpiece, so to speak, for young girls and women to follow in that pathway. So how did that come about?
Well, that come about like accidentally and unknowingly through my experience and getting this job where I had a
Mhm.
lot of women approach me saying, "How did you get that job?" And I go through the story,
Mhm.
and their response to me was, "Oh, I could never do a job like that." And I say, "Yes, you can. Everyone is capable of doing this job."
Mm.
So that started my journey on wanting to encourage women to access what we all have, build on it and lift up our feet and open up a way to realize that you have greater self sufficiency, independence, and wholeness through
Mhm.
acknowledging and utilization of dormant and inherent strengths that we all have, but we just don't access them enough.
I love that. I love that. Now, so tell us the name of your book and how long did that process take to get that book done? Because a lot of people right now they have a lot of time on their
They
hands,
definitely.
and they feel like they feel like they have a book, but so just kind of give us an idea of what that looked like.
So my book is called High Heels to High Vis, and it's the little bit of a story of my transition through corporate and coming out into the industrial sector, wearing high
Mhm.
vis clothes to work now. So my jeans and my high vis shirt, rather than a tailored
Mm.
skirt and blouse and heels and makeup. So
Mhm. Mhm.
instead of taking me about an hour to get ready for work, where I'd have to choose what I was going to wear to work, makeup and hair, heading out,
Mhm.
it takes me about 15 minutes now because I put my jeans on, my work shirt, my boots, and my sunscreen.
Mhm.
Sunscreen is my makeup nowadays, and I head to work. So
Mhm.
that's been a good transition for me there.
Mhm.
And
Mhm. That's
so yeah,
awesome.
so the book come about where I kept getting asked the question, "Oh, I could never do a job like that. I don't know how to apply for a job. I don't have the skills." So it got me thinking, we need a little bit of a guide on this. So I decided to start writing some
Mm.
notes down and journaling, and I am a journaler. That's something that I do like to do. Anyone that's ever worked with me knows that I've always had a notebook or a diary, and I write
Mhm.
morning and afternoon, and just just note take all the time of little things that I like to remember or that I want to do. So I started on my in my job as a coal train driver. Like when you're loading or unloading the train, you're going at a very low speed, and you have the
Mhm.
time to occupy. So that's where I was taking a notebook with me to work, and in those times when we're loading and
Mm.
unloading the train, I was writing, and that took about 18 months to put together.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
then yes, sent it away to the editor, got it all edited, come back, and it was a very overwhelming feeling when the publisher says to you, "We've got your books in hand and we're sending them to you." So,
Mm.
and I truly believe it is an excellent and opportunistic time now for everyone that's spending the time at home in lockdown. That if
Mhm.
you have ever wondered what it'd be like to be a writer, consider writing a book
Mhm.
now. Everyone has a wealth of experience, interests, and ideas, and it's all accumulated through a lifetime that other people can benefit from. If you think about it for a minute, think
Mhm.
about what you know through your career, relationships, hobbies, and life challenges. We all probably take these things for granted, assuming no one would find them useful or interesting. But we're all wrong because there are people all
Mhm.
over the world searching for knowledge that we could share with them. It's
Mhm.
it's about don't let doubt or fear get the best of you. Take the chance and sit down and start
Mhm.
writing your thoughts or your experiences down and put that book together. Become a published author, and you'll discover your voice from then. And
Yeah.
that's how you 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 learn the feeling of gratification because you're paying it forward. You're getting your story out there, and someone else is taking.
Mm.
Even if they just take one thing on board, but you learn so much from everyone else's experiences and stories.
Mhm. That is awesome. Now, so what is a typical day like for you? How many hours do you work? What that type of
So
industry?
we work a 4 day roster, 4 days on and four roster days off. We work 12-hour shifts, and those shifts can be
Mm.
anywhere during the 24-hour period. So I can go to work at 1 a.m. in the morning or 9 a.m. in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or 10 o'clock at
Mm.
night. Those shifts start. So that all depends on the train schedule, when the train's
Mhm.
scheduled to leave the port and go to mine.
Oh.
So and yeah, and driving the train, it's as I said, it's a 12-hour shift. Some days can be very long. It could take us up to maybe 7 hours to get to the mine site because we have to abide by network rules, which are very similar to like our road rules. We have to abide by speed limits, speed restrictions, and
Mm.
get held up
Mhm.
by track maintenance, very similar like to roadworks. So yeah, so if there's a lot of those obstacles
Mm.
in our way for the day, it could take us up to 7 hours to get to the mine site to load the train, or other days it might only take us about 3.5 hours to travel out there. So yeah,
Mm. I see. That's awesome. Now, so when you work those 4 days, is it like emergency responders where you stay kind of on site and work your 12 hours and you sleep somewhere close by, or do you come home after you get off work during those four
so with
days?
our particular division, we travel out and stay overnight at our work camp on the first and third shifts. So we travel out, stay overnight on the first night, and whereas you take the empty train
Mm-hmm.
out to site, you load it, then you do a crew change, and that crew brings the loaded train
Mm.
back to port. You stay overnight at camp, and then your next shift the following day is hopping on board the a loaded train, and you're then taking the loaded train back to port. You're at home for your second night, and
Mm.
repeat that process for your third and fourth shift. So we spend 2 nights away from
I
home, but
see.
that's the first and third night. So we're very lucky to not to be away from home for the four shifts in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Mm-hmm. That's something
sorry,
now. So
yes, I was just
go
going to
ahead.
say, and that was a transition. I'd only had a little bit of experience in working shift work before, so getting yourself used to working shift
Mm-hmm.
work and those 12 hours and maintaining your health and your managing your fatigue.
Yeah.
That's really important. Managing your fatigue, so you need to get
Mm-hmm.
your rest on your layoff time.
Mm. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So now what kind of things do you do in your daily routine to kind of help with your mental and your emotional, all the things to kind of keep you in
I
balance with
I
that type
love
of
to
work
read.
schedule?
Um, I'm a big
Mhm.
believer in being a lifelong learner. Always, you can never
Mhm.
learn enough. Knowledge is power, and you need to own your power. So I love listening to podcasts, and that's something that I quite readily do on the
Mhm.
train. Just put the headphones on, and I listen
Mhm.
to a very broad range of podcasts. It's interesting to learn about lots of
Mhm.
different subjects. So yes, so I enjoy reading,
Mhm.
listening to podcasts. During winter time, I knit on the train. I, I, that's just
Mm,
something to keep
okay.
me occupied there. But
Mhm.
yes, other than that, and like I like the outdoors activity, and unfortunately we're restricted
Mhm.
on doing a lot of outdoor activity at the moment. But I like riding my bike
Mhm.
and walking, and I love the
Mm.
beach,
Mhm.
and yeah, as I said, I love being outdoors. So that's my self
That's
care
awesome.
that I do to look after myself
Mhm.
there.
That is so awesome. Now, so one of the things, do you feel like you have always been, um, very disciplined about self care, or do you feel that was something that transitioned once you kind of stepped out of your
No,
comfort
I've
zone?
always been a believer in self care. It's not an indulgence, it's a non negotiable. For your mental health,
Mm.
particularly, you really
Mhm.
do need to take care of yourself foremost. You are number one. and you need to look after yourself.
Mhm. Mhm. I love that. And so many people, I love the fact that you said it's a non-negotiable, not an indulgence, because so many people have believed, myself included, till I had my, third time hitting my head against the wall, so to speak, that it's not an indulgence, because for a lot of women, we think, oh, it's the right thing to do to put people before ourselves and, not take that time, care for others. That's a part of us caring for
That's right.
ourselves, that
And it's
mindset.
our mental health is as important as
Mhm.
our physical health. When people or things or
Mhm.
circumstances like we have now, the crisis we have now, have a negative impact
Mhm.
on us, that impacts on how you progress through
Mhm.
your days. It's time to make changes when those negative things impact
Mhm.
you. So life is too short not to make sure you only allow good things and people and feelings inside your head and heart. Because above all else, guard your heart
Mhm.
fiercely because everything you do flows
Mhm.
through it. And that's where your mental health comes in. Whatever affects your heart affects your mind.
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely. That is great. So for somebody who is going through this total disruption with their
Yes.
industries, in your case, you left corporate to come here, what advice would you give them, about looking at things from a different perspective?
It's it's an opportunistic time now. If you're unhappy in your existing job, take the opportunity now to. We have that many resources online. Today's world, digital world, gives us so many options and choices to expand your knowledge,
Mhm.
to grow and to learn so much more. I'd be taking this opportunity to get on board online and learn as much as you can. As I said, there's lots of
Mhm.
podcasts, there's lots of free online webinars and courses that people can join
Mhm.
in, and I would definitely recommend that people take up on those opportunities.
That's a great thing to
Mm.
remember. I hadn't even considered that whole thing as well about the courses and stuff. So, what are some of your favorite kind of go-to podcasts or books that somebody might start
Oh, the
reading or
podcast.
listening to?
I've been fortunate to write an article for a women's development magazine here in Australia, and
Oh.
we've got it's
Mhm.
issued quarterly. So our next issue was actually released on Monday, and the theme for
Awesome.
this quarter's magazine was inspiring or inspiration. So I actually wrote in
Mm.
there about the best way and the best way for women to experience inspiration is listening to the many exciting stories other women have to offer on podcasts, and
I love that.
the the amount of female motivational and inspirational speakers around. They've not only have they have
Mhm.
incredible stories, but they've spent their life in service of inspiring others. They've developed a manner of expressing themselves that have you leaving
Mm.
the room with hairs on your end and ready to take on the world. There's an abundance of those women
I love that.
available out there on podcasts. So I listen to lots of different genres. I like listening to leadership. I like listening to
Mhm.
motivational, to
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
social. Like I have to get a bit of everything, like humor, comedy, yeah, and as I said, and then
Mhm.
getting back onto
Mhm.
leadership
Mhm.
and social, like being connected with with your tribe, with your network of women. That's really important to have a
Mhm.
network. If you don't have a network, you really need to
Mhm.
start making connections and building your tribe, because women really need to be better at supporting women. And when you have that tribe, you always have someone that has your back
Mhm.
and always have someone that is able to lend an ear
Mhm.
and listen. They don't necessarily have to speak, but they're always there to lend an
Yeah.
ear and listen. And yes, I'm very big on
Mhm.
building your tribe and having those that support network of women and men around you.
Mhm. Mhm. So true. I love that. I mean, that's one of the things that I definitely feel strongly about, when it comes to just the whole idea of,
That's right.
continuing to learn. That comes from having a tribe, because it's always good to have that second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth set of eyes, because we can definitely get tunnel vision sometimes or
Trees. That's
can't see the forest for the trees when it
and
comes
we're
to,
all
yeah.
every
Mhm.
woman is wildly different. We're all one of a kind individuals. We're all notable, successful, and impressive
Mhm.
individuals, each with something of our
Mhm.
own to share. So um, we need to
Mhm.
um, we need to embrace our gifts and allow our light to shine and inspire others. So every simply by
Mhm.
doing what you're good at and also what you love to do, you make a positive difference. So the recognition you receive for your efforts will pale in comparison
Mhm.
to the satisfaction you feel when fulfilling your potential. You attract what you think. I think, yeah, you
Mhm.
attract what you think.
Yeah, I love
Establish
that.
yourself as an inspiration.
Mhm.
People like you will come your way out of nowhere, and it's surprising how they
Mhm.
do. When I think, yeah, when you see something beautiful in yourself, you need
Mhm.
to share it with others so they can see it and admire it as well.
Mm. I love that. That is so true. It's so many times we kind of feel like, oh, I need to dim my light a little bit, because I don't want, people to think this or people to think that. But, there's so many people out there that are burying their voices or feeling down. And it's great to be able to be an
That's right.
example so they can
And
resonate
and
with
we
that
we need
and
lots of
begin
role
to,
models and
yeah.
mentors.
Mhm.
And as I said, and everyone has got a gift to share. And if you don't think that you are a role model, will you be surprised? You will be a role model in some form or manner that you just haven't realised yet.
Mhm. Mhm. I love that. So, what is the best way for somebody
Yes, it is
to?
on
Now, is
Amazon.
your book
Thank
on
you. Yes.
Amazon? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna put the link on the podcast. But what is the
So I
best way
have
for people to get a
a
hold of you?
website. We've just actually put it under construction again. Now it's getting some maintenance done on it, but it's
Okay.
www.kickasswomen.com.au.
Okay.
And yeah, so there's some
Okay.
little resources there. I'm not too sure how we'll go in regards to the cross continent standards because a lot of it's to do with the Australian workplace standards in regards to job searching and applications. But there's still other
Mhm.
little tips and tricks there for doing a makeover on your CV, on your resume, and lots of little resources
Mm.
and affirmations. I live for affirmations. I love the affirmations.
Okay.
So there's some
Mhm.
affirmation station there that you can have a look at. Lots of little affirmations that I like to use and keep a positive mindset with. And I also
Mhm.
I'm
So
sorry,
good. Well,
I'm on
they'll
Instagram and Facebook
go ahead.
there. So just look for my name,
Oh, okay.
and you'll be able to come across Kick Ass Women or Joe Sainsbury.
Mhm. Awesome. Well, we have really enjoyed this. This is just some great information, and I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in taking a look at those resume tips. For right now, there's a lot of people that are, going to be getting out of their comfort zone, And I mean, I just look at it as an opportunity when you're a lifelong learner, just like you say, it's an opportunity for you to kind of really recognize
That's
what some of your other gifts and strengths are,
That's right,
not
and
be
there's lots
so
of
in a
opportunities.
box,
Like the American mining industry has lots of opportunities over there. I know you have, or we have the organisation here, Women in Mining, and I know there's the American Women in Mining organisation. There's
Mhm.
lots of non-traditional roles all over that women are capable of doing
Mhm.
those jobs, and they offer a lot more benefits, and they give you self fulfillment and a lot more self confidence in your abilities. So go looking for those jobs that you're not comfortable with, because you'll find a lot of gratification
Mhm.
and fulfillment out of doing those jobs. It's yeah, as we said, step out of that square. Don't
Mhm.
stick to the norm. It's very satisfying to find a new niche,
Mhm.
and you'll be surprised.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it
It
seems like it's such a confidence builder, because just like you said, so many
Yes,
women are like, I could never do that, and you're like, man, I did
that
it, and
is
I'm
exactly right.
thriving.
When women realise their potential, there's and their knowledge and power, miracles are known to happen, and
Mhm.
opportunities do come knocking. So you just have to believe in yourself and make things work for yourself. Dare to dream, and make
Mhm.
people remember that you provide a special kind of value that they can't find anywhere
Mhm.
else.
I love that. That's great words of advice. Well, we just want to thank you again for your time, Jody. And you definitely have been an encouragement to myself, and I'm inspired. I have 9 daughters, so this is definitely an opportunity for me to allow them to listen to this so that they can think out of the box because, life is worth living, and you just never
That's
know
correct,
what
and
some of
I'm
your
a
strengths are
very
if you
big
never
advocate
tap into
for the
them.
young girls to get into the STEM industry, like science and technology and engineering, mathematics. The girls are so much more creative. They love the creativity, they love the
Mhm.
curiosity. They're very good at problem solving and critical thinking. So
Mhm.
with the technology that's in our world
Mhm.
today, the generation of our teenage children, they're masters of technology. They are masters of the digital world. They need
Mhm.
to follow their interests
Mhm.
in that, and pursue careers in those industries, because they are our future leaders. They're our future entrepreneurs and adventurers, and
Mhm.
they're we're training the next generation of grown-ups now, so we need to steer them in those
Mhm.
directions.
Mhm. So true. So true. Well, I really appreciate everything that you have shared with us, and I look forward to
And thank you very
collaborating
much for having me,
collaborating
Michelle.
with
It's
you
been
again
great.
soon.
I've been looking forward to it. I think you are an extraordinary lady. You
Aw.
are the super mum, and you
Aw.
are an excellent role model. And as I said,
Thank
we all
you.
appreciate learning from every individual, and we've all got something to share. And I'm looking forward to collaborating
Yeah.
with you lots more as well, because I love what you do, and we need to share all our experiences and our knowledge through
Aw.
through exactly what we're doing here, cross continent, and yes, lots of online chats and
Awesome.
connections there, definitely. So thank you very much, and bless you all,
Yes,
and stay safe and
definitely.
well, everyone. It's a very
Oh,
uncertain times, but we need to be strong and keep positive, and we'll all come out on the other side.
yeah. Yes. I love that. And, I definitely will be probably reaching out to you because that's a good point about possibly having, a Zoom call or something with other women and kind of
That's an
going
excellent
through the
idea.
whole process of, you know, looking to different
yeah, looking into different things because, we can't
That
stay
is definitely
down.
for
We have to
sure.
definitely
And
keep moving forward. That's
now
for
is
sure.
now is the time to start taking those steps.
Mhm. Absolutely. Well, thanks
Thank you very
again,
much,
and
Michelle.
I
Have
will
a
be in
lovely
touch with you
evening.
soon then,
Bye.
okay? What a great interview. I really enjoyed the knowledge and just the strength to be able to overcome the mind shifts that have to take place when it comes to certain forms of adversity. So, not only the mindset of yourself, but being in a position to witness how other people's mindset can shift based on our past adversities and how, we have to have our own vision for where we're going and stay focused on that regardless of what takes place. So I just love this example that Jody was and still is. So I just want to thank you guys for listening. If you are interested in being a guest, please email me at info@LachelleAtkins.com, or you can contact me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, um, and I have a YouTube channel. So take some time, think about the things that were shared in this broadcast, and if it resonated with you, share it with other people. If it really was something that you want to implement, then do a review so that other people can come across this content and it could help improve the life not only of yourself but of others. So thanks again for listening. Have an awesome day.